Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, closet swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Hope you guys are feeling like the SPY, the Qs, anything AI. That's how good I want you guys to feel. But we got Albert House. Good morning to you. We got Anna. Good morning. Bill, Carlos, Cheryl. Good morning. Good morning to Corey, Jay, Joe, Kevin, Lauren, Martina, Micus. Got Peter rocking with us. Good morning to you. We got Shane. Good morning, Tim. Good morning to you as well. All my people out in YouTube land. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But I appreciate all you guys being here, hanging out with us. Man, that was a little sneaky day yesterday. I was like, man, we sat there, we had a couple trades just back and forth, and then I forgot what the last trade was it Shopify? I was looking for like a bounce on Shopify and was just chopping sideways, and I was like, all right, I just don't even want to do it anymore. I'm like, yeah, it looks good. I like the setup, I like it, so I hope you guys held it, but Shop would have exceeded targets. I just took it for break even. But I was like, man, this market is just chopping sideways. We do have, or at least we did have good resistance somewhere around 542.82. Obviously, we gapped below that. We had a couple levels we had to get through. And then by the time I got off, I was like, you know what? Let me go walk away from the computer for a little bit. I'm gonna go. I got the smoker ready. Started smoking some food, and then I'm watching it like from my phone. I'm like, the market looks like it's starting to break a little higher. It's going higher. But then by the time I looked, I was like, wow, we're at all-time highs and just kept on flying. So really, really kind of sneaky day, good consolidation pretty much for most of the morning yesterday. And then we broke out. So good on it, good on it, good on it. Market definitely has a new all-time high that we set yesterday for the SPY. So today we're looking to see if we get some continued momentum, but 547.82. It was a pretty big day in the market. Really not off of any news. I didn't see anything really come out that would have caused it. Just the Bulls were being Bulls again. But you got the SPY for today. Especially if we run into that 547.82, we start dipping down. I'm looking. We don't really have much support until 542.90, so we are pulling back a little bit right now. But I mean, a little bit of a resting day makes some sense. Although this market has proven it could be sneaky right when you least expect it. So we'll see. We had a little bit of volume coming in yesterday, nothing too crazy. So volume is still light in June. Haven't really seen much volume since May 31st. Quad witching on Friday. Market is closed tomorrow, so I'm not sure how that's going to affect. Keep in mind, Juneteenth is a newer kind of holiday. So the market, I think this is only the third year the market's been closed for the federal holiday. And I feel like I'm trying to remember, but I feel like the other ones were like a Friday or a Monday, so it was like continuation. You could fact check me on that, but at least I think last year was more of a weekend or a Monday or something like that. So I think it was like a continued weekend. Now we just have this break right in the middle of the week. So I don't know how the volume is going to be affected because we are closed tomorrow. So just one thing to consider. And then we come back, we get quad witching on Friday, which would probably be the big event. We had retail sales today. They came in slightly light, so uh you know, not they weren't great numbers. Let's just put it that way. They weren't great, they weren't bad. They're just kind of average. Market had a quick pop and started to fade on that one. Qs also continuing to close at all-time highs, so good move on that. Pretty far extended from some of those moving averages, but everything still looks bullish until it's not, and right now we still look bullish to me. So that doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy everything out of the gate, but I do think that candle definitely signifies probably some buy the dippers, unless we start breaking underneath the lows of yesterday, which we do have a support. We bounced perfectly off of it, 478.04, and then we took off from there. So I think if we start breaking down this candle, not that the market's going to collapse, and I'm not going on that. I'm not going to die on that hill, but we do have uh, a decent amount, some volume coming in. That could cause a little bit of a bigger pullback, maybe into like the 465 zone. But for right now, we're pretty much right where we closed on Qs, so nothing too wild there. Let's go to TLT. TLT did get bought up yesterday as well, and that one is pushing a little bit higher into his range, still above the 200. We got all those moving averages, still got to kind of creep up a little bit more for the next kind of maybe breakout on TLT, but otherwise the bomb people are kind of buying this one up. Lucian's in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning, Joe, as well. Eyes on you. Good morning. Say Taylor's in the house. Good morning. Yeah, if you guys got tickers, let me know. We could definitely pull up some. Taylor says, "How crazy can Spy go after a big day up?" His store. I mean, it could go. It could go crazy. Yeah, we could definitely see big continuation. Let's see if there's another day. So like we had this day. Not that we're gapping the same. Oh, it's a TLT anyway, but anytime it would trade pretty much like anything else. So if you got a big day, you could definitely see another big follow through day and continuous where it's like the market is just irrational. Most of the time, and I think especially because we do have the holiday tomorrow, we probably don't go that far. I think we just chill out some individual names, and I still think sentiment's probably to the bull side, even if we're fading. So even if we're pulling back, I don't think people are really concerned. Like I'm not too concerned with the long term portfolio. I'm not too concerned with like, man, should I just be cashing out all my chips on the table right now? Everything still looks bullish to me, so I'd still have the bullish edge, and I think a lot of people are sitting there just figuring out where to buy on things they missed. So we'll see. Tesla had a crazy day. We did a whole picture on this one yesterday. We had a good picture. We're like, you know what? This easily could be the bounce spot. The only thing I did not like on Tesla yesterday was that we did have a little bit of resistance to go through. I was like, man, if we could get through that, though, we could get a good little target. I mean, 184.36 would be a solid target for Tesla. Not only did we get through that first resistance, we went right past those solid targets. And I would continue to watch Tesla for some continuation today, too. You obviously have, what is this, Thursday from that gap up? Yep. So we're retesting the 13th, the opening price. We already hit that once though, so that can break through. The next target I have on Tesla is all the way up to 193. So 193.86. So we still have about $6.40 higher if we are getting some continuation. We'd love to see a little pullback first. Look for my first little resistance somewhere around 186.55. And then I got 184.54. But that is a great bounce spot. 200s all the way up here at 197. I don't think I'd be holding it that long. So somewhere around that 194, slightly under, would probably be target. But great location above yesterday's VPOC. So I'm going to throw that one higher and really only want to play that one bullish for today as well. Like it says, ARM short, ARM. Not yet for me. Not yet. Here's a case. I mean, again, I said for me, right, to go short, like I don't know. Doesn't mean you can't go short. It doesn't mean I'm correct. Doesn't mean any of that. But here's a few things I would look at. You do have a wick here. So some bulls were interested there. Some bulls are interested here. Some bulls are interested here. You've got 3 high wave candles in a row. So a little bit of a 3-day rest period, which makes sense after just a monstrosity of a move. So I think there's definitely still bullish sentiment. This move is usually a like, okay, I don't want to chase on this candle where I just missed it. Okay, it's still got a little higher. I'm not chasing. Okay, I'm missing it. Okay, FOMO. Right? And now you're sitting there like, okay, I want to get in, but where? So now you're getting that little like, did we go too much yet? But I do see a lot of buying pressure. And then also where we're opening today on this one, we are above 3 VPOCs here. So now that throws my lowest support at 155.24. The next one, which I got, looks like 2 days there, 156.85. Yesterday threw in one at 158.27. So even though we're still just chopping sideways, the volume is still showing that they're coming in at higher pricing. They're still interested in buying this thing at higher pricing. And today we're opening for that. So I have a lot of support here. This is where I would make the case where it's like, okay, if you want to go short, this is where like this would be my reasoning for it, and I don't love it, which is why I'm personally not going to do it. But um, you're saying, well, we did run up a lot. Maybe if we even pull back 50%, you could get yourself a decent risk reward. So if you're coming in short here, you're putting your stop at the high of this candle. Could we see a breakdown just as easy as we go up bullish? Yeah, of course. Right. So if you're going to throw your stop out there, but this would be more of a risk to reward play, the chart right now is still telling me we're just still bidding up higher and we're just kind of consolidating sideways. So for me, I'm not going to go short yet until we start breaking down some of those levels, and then we should have a better move, I think, ahead of it. Yeah, it's dropping pre-market, but yeah, it's still just hanging out in that zone for now. Let's see, I missed a couple from Lucian. We got Dell, Hood, and Pan W. And then Pete wants Oracle. All right. Oh, I guess we don't need those lines anymore for Dell. Dell is a retest gap for today, still inside day. So I'd be seeing if we get a little pullback, look for support at 142.49. To the higher side, we didn't quite hit this first resistance yet. We got very close to it though. But I'm looking for like 140, 145.76, and then a much better target if we get through one or two of those. I would be looking for like a 147.68. So you do still have a little bit of room, but I would need a little pullback, which I think we could get on Dell. A good breakout candle yesterday, though. Almost a mini inverted head and shoulders down here. And then good breakout. Still inside day. So if this one wants to pull back about $2, I'd be with it. Let's get this one a little bit higher. Not something I'd probably want to jump in right out of the gate. Hood. Bitcoin is down again. Crypto's down. That's going to affect Hood. That's going to affect Coinbase, Mara, Riot, all those guys. Which it didn't have to be like that. I mean, but Robinhood, they spent like $1 billion on getting the crypto available too. So now they're going to fall into the category of like Bitcoin. If that one comes down significantly more, that puts some pressure on Hood. Good bounce spot yesterday. Not bad. So we did come a little bit lower than I would have liked. They ended up bulls fighting back, and they did close above this 22. I'm going to go with 2202. We're not far off of it. We did throw a little high wave. We managed to stay above the 20 EMA, so I like that. Realistically, if we can get above 2278, that would be probably the next little wave up. We're still in this upward trend, so the bulls were able to kind of hang into that. Next resistance on it is 2251, and the fact we're opening inside of a high wave candle, probably a little bit more choppy. I'm looking at yesterday's VPOC is now resistance. That's 2224. So that doesn't give us too much room to the higher side, not knowing if we could break through this one. But again, same thing I just went over with the other one. If you have risk reward play and you're like, hey, I'm just extremely bullish on Hood, I want to get in. All right, you could probably try to find some kind of candle at open if you wanted to try it, and then stops would be low of the yesterday. That would get you a decent little move if it does want to pop. But I think for today, I'd let it do its thing. I think it has a little bit more bearish pressure to it than it does bullish for today. Unless while I'm talking, Bitcoin just starts popping, going crazy, and crypto's all the rage. Does anybody say that anymore? Is that a phrase? All the rage? Is that like an 80s term? 90s term? I don't even really understand the term because why would that be a good thing? I feel like rage would be bad. I don't know. Pan, they have counseling for that too, I think. Pan W. Really interesting. So my resistance is 321.94. We've hit that twice. We failed twice. I like this open a lot though. So we hit that twice. I think it's a little bit easier to break through. We've obviously had some issues and some troubles trying to get through that one. I like this open a lot though. I'm gonna put this one pretty high on the list. If I could get a high wave candle, I'll give it a shot. Again, it might not be like that home run trade because maybe we do get rejected again. But that opening's telling me we like this one. And I don't know where my targets will be. There's a couple spots up here. All of those were retested at some point. Maybe we get to 330.79, and then if we have a outstanding day, 335.07. But one of my favorites so far, and especially if we get that high wave to bounce off of like 319.78, and then we close that candle around 320.24. Yeah. I believe it's usually a little spready, but that's fine with me. Good uptrend. Looks like it's trying to build a little consolidation. And then the question is today the day it breaks out? But otherwise, I like that open a lot. That's decent. All right, let's see. Oracle, ORCL. Um, Probably looks good for more continuation. So no real gap. We're actually gapping down 4 cents. Not crazy. Yeah, I think Oracle has the room and ability to go higher. Maybe retest 50% of yesterday's candle. Otherwise, which maybe takes us to the real support on this one. If we get some kind of pullback, would be into like 139.85, and that is about 50, maybe 618 of yesterday. So that's what I would be looking for. See if we get a pullback. But if we start breaking out and then we have to play some kind of 50% retracement today, I'm not too upset with that one. Or I tried to get this one higher on the list, but I don't know if that's a sign. Maybe that is. I try to get something higher and then it just doesn't do it. Is that trading view telling me not to trade this one? But yeah, that looks good. Nice little S curve. Great close yesterday. The VPOC was a little bit lower, so maybe we do get that pullback first. We'll see. And then I think I saw Palantir in the chart. Not in the chart. In the chat. I think Frank wanted that one. Yep, Frank. And then HD as well. Really good day on Palantir. Still not in the S&P 500 though. Not yet. Really good breakout yesterday. And we're gapping up a slight smidge more. I feel like slight and smidge are the same words too. Big resistance 25.15, maybe a little higher. No, about 25.15. It is a retest gap. Yesterday's VPOC right at the highs of the day. That's extremely bullish. 25.15 is my concern. If we could break that, I don't really have anything else in the way until about 25.85. And the higher one from that one is about 26.10. So maybe we get $1, which is a lot for Palantir. That'd be good kind of follow through, especially after a day like we had yesterday. That is a big day though. Good follow through again. Not a lot to hold us back, so there was a good range on that one. We are hitting that little bit of resistance now, and see if we get some kind of chop out of the gate. But I'd want to stay bullish. I think the chart looks good for a bull direction, and the question is just where. HD also looks pretty fantastic. This would be a retest gap. Uh, kind of. That's not even the strongest retest gap. All of those candles essentially were in this one, but that was also a retest gap too. Yeah, let's see if this one fades. The better spot to buy it, and maybe they fake me out and I jump in too soon. But 349.95 would really be the spot I'd be looking for that retest. We still have a lot of room ahead of us. We're just right in the middle of that gap, but I got 355.21. So if I was to just jump in at the open, it gives me about $3.18 potential gain. My stop though is 349, so that's about $2 and change to almost $3 to the downside. Yeah, if this one pulls back, that would give us a good buy spot. I'm gonna get that one higher on the list too. Let's move it on up. Moving on up. WMT. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I just have, I don't know what I was trying to do with this trade, but I have stops in every direction. Not even targets, just get in and then just get stopped, I guess. I guess that was the plan. Walmart looks really good too, yeah. I gotta love that open. Again, small little retest. I wish this candle had more volume. I mean, that looks like I feel like people would be freaking out on this candle. Like, that's a big one. But the volume wasn't really there. We are opening above the opening price of that red candle, so I don't really have any targets except for higher. The only thing I guess would be that we do have this wick up here, so like 67, 54-ish. Let's see what the high of this candle was. The high was 67, 57. But the fact that we're opening above that opening price is good. This is a little bit of a retest gap. You got 3 bullish candles in a row. I think Walmart would be a decent one to look for some kind of a high wave. Give me a little quick sell. Let the bulls come in pretty quickly on it. Would be nice. TGT. Tarjay. Good double bottom. I feel like we have a little bit of resistance on this one. And the retail numbers didn't come in great. But yeah, Target has a good double bottom, at least on the daily. Almost bullish engulfing candle yesterday. Not too much of a gap, 10 cents to the lower side, which we kind of want. So I got support somewhere around 144.52. That 200 is going to bug me out a little bit, but even that, we still get 147.60. And then I do have a VPOC before that one. So I'd probably be looking for targets at like 147.32. So if we can make that work, otherwise, from a swing trade perspective, definitely got some good risk reward. My stop would be right underneath that red candle, somewhere around 139.19. And then probably I would even try to catch that pull back to 144.52 as an entry. Cheryl says, MU. Yeah, it's still going. I got no targets. It's a retest gap though. A lot of these things today are retest gaps. But a lot of them too, they're like small little gap lower, nothing too crazy. This one is at all-time highs. I'm not the biggest fan of all-time high plays just because I don't have other levels to play off of. And I know that if I buy this thing now, I'm terrified because I feel like I'm buying all-time highs. But that's a good gap. It is a good gap. It is a little bit of a retest gap. So I don't know if I want to fade something this bullish either, which makes it tricky. Like that is redonkulous, to say the least. So I'm definitely going against the grain if I'm shorting this thing. That being said, I probably can't go bullish on this one either out of the gate. Although, if this one wants to pull back a little bit and we start getting into this 148 zone, I think it is one to consider. But maybe some traders better than me playing the all-time highs. And that's more their style. I like there's definitely a trade there. I just don't know for me how to take that one. Lucia says Carvana has bounced off the daily 50 twice. Once, twice, 3 times a lady. Carvana. Yeah. That's a pretty good double bottom. Also good wave count in this one too. And we're not at all-time highs, which makes me feel better about my life. This could be a 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, this even could be the 5, and this is your ABC. Definitely have some good consolidation within that zone. Um, good bullish engulfing candle yesterday too. We closed above the 20 after, like you mentioned, we bounced off that 50. Initial target where I think we get held up. Well, first of all, we got yesterday's, but yesterday's was a good close on it. So yesterday we closed above all that. Next one we got 110.91. And then if we could break through that, we'd probably be looking at least 115.67. And that's zones that we've already kind of tried to run into before. So if we get back up there, I'd even be looking a little bit higher, maybe to like 117.01, 118.50. Get this one higher on the list too. Support, I don't know yet. Support on this one, realistically, we come down 107.50 is not a bad spot to try. So 61 cents lower. Otherwise, you could be looking at like 106.16 would be a phenomenal spot to give it a shot. If it wants to come down there and give us that opportunity. Yeah. I do want to get MU up higher on the list too. Just in case. Again, out of the gate, I'm going to just chill out on it and probably not take it. But a little bit later in the day, that might be one to watch for me. XOM for Clarice. I almost missed you, Clarice. I almost missed that one. I did a double take and I was like, oh, XOM. At first I thought it was XOXO. I was like, oh, that's so nice of you. And then I realized, no. You're just saying Exxon Mobil. Okay. We got Exxon Mobil. That's an interesting gap though. I kind of like this one a lot too. Right at that 200. You've had a lot of days of selling. There's definitely bears profitable. Might want to take their gains around the zone. We'll get 2 days of VPOCs that we're jumping above. I got targets on this one. At least the next target is about 110.42. That might be a smaller target than I would like. But maybe shave a couple shares there and then see if you get to that like 111. And then for a longer term picture, you're not bad. It's really, really not a bad location. All right, let's get this one higher on the list too. That's also a gap and go too. I like that. Yeah, I think that one might be one to watch. Definitely a strong downtrend last few days. Otherwise, oh, it's already going. It's already going without me. It's okay. Otherwise, everybody on YouTube, unfortunately, I got to disconnect. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. Keep in mind, I'm not here tomorrow. I know I want to be. They don't let me. They don't let me. But otherwise, I'll see you guys Thursday. Enjoy the day off tomorrow.